What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So, because of his play last week, freshman Isaiah Evans was named the ACC Rookie of the Week. So, congrats to him. And then later on, this last weekend, Duke did defeat Wake Forest big time at home, 93-60. Cooper Flagg, the other star freshman, had 28 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks, and 2 steals. This is their 20th undefeated season in Cameron, so at home, which is including 2 of the past 3 seasons. They had a 26.4 average home margin of victory this season, which is pretty crazy. And then also 48 home wins by Coach John Shire in his first 3 seasons. So obviously, as I mentioned, they were undefeated, 17-0. And it looks like 7 Duke teams have won the ACC regular season title this century. 7 Duke teams have gone undefeated at Cameron Indoor Stadium this century. One Duke, the only Duke teams to do both are 2010 and 2025. And obviously, as I mentioned before in the past, that 2010 was a big time because they did win the championship that year. And of course, their now head coach, John Shire, was the leader of that team. So hopefully that's the same good mojo, good vibes for this season, this end of the season run coming up. So hopefully they will at least make it, at least to the Elite Eight. I'm hoping for that at least. And if not, then it's considered a disappointment, in my opinion. But a lot of people did talk about if Cooper Flagg and his family found out if, like, say, the Wizards or the Charlotte Hornets were picking at the top of the lottery, because the players have until June 15th to withdraw their name from the draft, and the lottery is May 12th. So I'm kind of surprised that, like, more players have not done that, especially the top teams. It's like, you're going to go to a crappy situation like Washington or Charlotte, which have not been able to get out of the dumps the past, like, handful of seasons, handful of decades almost. They just end up losing their players eventually. But maybe if you found that out, maybe a guy like Cooper Flagg would want to come back, because even the crowd, when he was getting taken out, subbed out late in that game on Saturday, everybody's like chanting 1 more year. But it's kind of hard to want to come back when you're the number 1 guy, or at least projected number 1 guy to get selected in the draft. And even according to the slight Bleacher Report, it seems like a lot more guys might be leaving Duke, because there's at least 5 guys selected in this 2-round draft. But of course, Cooper Flagg went number 1 to the Washington Wizards. That's another reason for him to maybe want to skip that team. At number 5 for the Toronto Raptors, their center Kaman Malawach went there. At number 9, the Portland Trailblazers selected Kon Knuppel, the shooting guard / small forward. At number 23, which is kind of surprising, the Brooklyn Nets selected Isaiah Evans, who is the kind of least talked about freshman, even though he does get kind of hot here and there when it comes to coming off the bench and scoring. He did even start a couple times, but he can score in bunches. He literally just shoots threes a lot of the time, like at least 85% of the time, and they do go in most of the time. But yes, it is kind of like a small sample size for him to be selected even in the first round. I kind of see why the Brooklyn Nets would want to do this, to take a project like that, but I'm kind of not liking it, because I was hoping he would return back, because he's only been getting out there here in spurts here and there, and I would want him to be one of the leaders as a sophomore next season, but maybe not after a strong performance towards the end of the season here. And then even my LA Lakers end up selecting at number 54 Tyrese Proctor, the point guard / shooting guard from Duke, who is like kind of had an up and down career, in my opinion, at Duke. He's very talented. He even came in a year early than he was supposed to, and it kind of gave him a little bit of a leeway his first season, but he returned the past 2 seasons to be a junior, and it's like it's still kind of up and down. There's some games where he looks great and looks like the top junior leader of the team, and then other times he kind of just falls away and ends up not doing as much as you thought, or he does great in the first half, not so great in the second half, and then vice versa too. So I don't know. I guess it's kind of the perfect player for the Lakers, and I guess if they're selecting this late, then they would more likely need a center, but most of the centers have gone by then, so hopefully they would get something in free agency at some point, and I guess you could take a chance on a 6'5", 6'6" point guard / shooting guard and see what he can do, especially when he's 100% healthy. But either way, I guess that's how it shapes out for the Duke team. Hopefully that's not the case, and a couple of these guys end up coming back, even a guy like Proctor, who looks like he's getting selected this late in the second round, and he could come back and be a strong senior leader for them, but you never know. So I believe after that last game versus the Clippers, LeBron reached 1,000 career wins, which is pretty cool, at least in the regular season, and he was also named the Western Conference Player of the Month this last month for the NBA. And then they had a game against the New Orleans Pelicans this last Tuesday and were able to defeat them 136-115. And during the first couple minutes of that game, LeBron ended up scoring 50,000 career regular season and playoff points combined. So obviously the first person to ever do that. LeBron had 34 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Luka had 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 15 assists. Only players in Lakers history to have 30-plus points and 15 assists: Magic Johnson, Jerry West, LeBron, and now only Luka. Even this past, since February 1st, Jackson Hayes, their center, is the number 1 defensive center in the NBA with all those plus ratings, which is great. And then, yes, sadly, the ex-Duke player Kyrie Irving the other day ended up tearing his ACL. He even had his own little Kobe moment where he had to get help to the free throw line, made the 2 free throws. You do that just in case if your injury isn't as bad, then you're able to come back in and all that stuff in the same game. But yes, sadly, they did find out the next day that it was a torn ACL in his left knee, and it was kind of weird because it looked like he had bumped the other knee, and then that one was just a little bit extended, but I guess it extended too far and ended up tearing it. So yeah, sadly, he will come back stronger than ever. That's what I hope for an ex-Duke player. But yeah, tough news so far. And Toby Fournier, the forward freshman for the Duke women's basketball side, she was named the ACC Rookie of the Week, so that wasn't surprising when she ended up winning the ACC Freshman of the Year by the conference. She was also named the All-ACC First Team and the All-Freshman Team, too, so congrats to her. Ashlyn Jackson was named the All-ACC Second Team, and then Jaden Donovan was named the ACC All-Defensive Team, so congrats to those ladies. The blue and white game for the football team is going to be played, I believe, on April 19th around 12 p.m. So yeah, they're one of the few teams now left in college football to still have somewhat of a spring game. It's going to be kind of weird, especially like I said when USC canceled theirs, but at least I'll get to see Duke as of right now. And then when it came to the softball team, yes, they had a big time victory against Elon the other day, 10-0, and that ended early in the 5th because of that run score differential. And then the Duke baseball team did get a win, 13-1 against North Carolina A&T. So congrats to them. And then the incoming freshman for the Duke soccer team on the women's side, Jocelyn Travers, was added to the Gotham Football Club preseason roster. So I know she played for the under-17 team for the Team USA, and I believe for their preseason stuff for this Gotham Football Club, the professional women's team. But I don't know if that means she's now not going to be coming to Duke to play anymore, unless she is, if she ends up getting cut from that preliminary preseason roster, and then she will be enrolling in Duke officially. And I don't know if she has to wait how the women do on the basketball side, where they have to be in college for at least 4 years or reach a certain age before entering the pros. But either way, I'll find out hopefully soon enough. And on the Olympic side, during the ACC championships, Duke did pretty well for themselves. They had a gold medalist in Simon Guder-Armson. No, I'm saying that incorrectly, on the men's pole vault. So congrats to him. And then they also were a gold medalist in the women's 4x400 with Lauren Tolbert, Megan McGinnis, Braylon Becker, and Aaliyah Garazzo. So yeah, and they've made a school record there too, so congrats to those ladies. They also had first place player in Dawson Reeves in the men's mile. Then Christian Johnson, who was the weight thrower, was named to an ACC first teamer. And then Michael Bennett, the men's heptathlon, was an ACC second teamer. Ewan Bradley, men's heptathlon, was a second teamer. Shyler Turner was on the women's 60-meter hurdle. She was a second-teamer ACC, and Simon Guder-Emson was an ACC first-teamer, and Eric Botturn, who's a men's shot put, was an ACC second-teamer. Braylon Baker was in the women's 200. She was a second-teamer as well. So, yeah, a lot of great updates for both USC and Duke when it comes to their Olympic sports, and they've been cleaning up a lot of these tournament stuff, so hopefully, like I said, I'll be able to see a bunch of these ex-athletes in the Olympics coming up soon, representing their countries. So thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Let's go, Duke.